Greetings, everybody. I am climbing a volcano right now in the Banda Islands, and this area is really just known for growing a few things: nutmeg, and canarium nuts. But climbing this volcano, I have found a wild pepper of some kind. I don't know what it is. It looks really interesting though, so I'm gonna pick one of these, take it back, see if I can identify it. Or someone else can identify it for me, because I'm gonna ask around. Okay. So today I have something very interesting. This is a very rare pepper relative, and I mean like black pepper, not chili peppers, even though it does kind of look like a chili pepper with a little kink in it. This is looks like this because of, I don't know, how it was growing, but normally they would look more like this. So it's a very, very long red peppercorn. The species on this is macropiper, and it is not very common. It's not very common at all, but it does grow in some parts of Indonesia. And this is edible. People do eat it. It is not commonly eaten, but there is a tribe in, I believe it's the highlands of West Papua. They're called the Dani people. They use this in cooking. So the Dani are known for cooking things in the earth. So they'll dig a big hole, they'll throw a pig in there, they'll throw a bunch of coals in there and then bury it, and they'll use the earth as an oven. So they, along with the pig, they'll put a bunch of spices in there. This is one of the spices they'll put in there. So this is the pepper, and there's also the pepper leaf. They also eat the leaves. The leaves can be cooked, but they also sometimes eat them raw, like a salad, I guess. So yeah, interesting, rare, and I am really curious what this is going to taste like. I mean, this is one that people cook with. People cook with in this one particular tribe, so I'm betting it's probably not gonna be super palatable, but we'll see. And it does appear to be ripe, because these little tiny bits are kind of like flaking off. So I've got just a little bit of the pulp on my finger. Yeah, it's pretty good, actually. It's sweet. Surprisingly sweet. Okay, let me try a little bit more. I thought it was going to taste like pretty rough. So. Excuse me. I've been visited by a cat. Hi, I'm sorry, you do not want this pepper. Leave me alone. No. Okay, so I've got a co-host who's currently crawling behind me on my chair. Just like being at home. Core in it. It's kind of interesting, but the little bits on the outside are coming off. The initial taste of it is not much, like a mild berry sort of flavor with most of the flavor taken out. Yeah. Tastes a little bit like cat fur. And then the aftertaste of it is a bit harsh. It's more like the bitterness that a peppercorn can give you, but not really the spice of it. There's like a remote bit of spiciness to this, but not a lot. Just like a little hint. It's mostly the resiny, bitter kind of compound. It's mostly the resiny, bitter kind of taste you would get from black pepper without the actual heat of black pepper. I can see that being good in cooking. It would add like a little fruitiness, a little spiciness, a little bit of bitterness to it maybe when you were to cook it with something. I can see that being nice, but yeah, just trying it on its own. Yeah, it's alright for something I picked in the forest. So next, let me try a little bit of the leaf. So I read on, not a lot of information about this thing. You know, not much at all, but I did read somewhere that people do eat the leaves like a salad, so Yeah, the flavor of this is not that great. Tastes like if you were to pick a leaf from a tree, random leaf, take a bite out of that, a bit like that. It's very herbal tasting, very leafy tasting, but it does have a bit of pepper to it. Little bit, not initially, but now I'm feeling a little bit of heat on my tongue. I don't know about eating this on its own, but in cooking, if you like cook this like spinach, it would have a little bit of a peppery taste to it. Maybe like mustard greens. You know, maybe if you cook this, that bitterness will go down. But raw, nah. What do you think? You want it? No, that's a big no. So I think that's about it. I will see you all next time. Say goodbye. I would like to give a very big shout out to Smarter Every Day, Joseph McCorkle, Bill T, and Marty Wiersba. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Right now, a really cool thing that's happening is, I just made this video about nutmeg. I've got like hours of extra footage, which I will be posting exclusively on YouTube memberships and on Patreon. So now is a great time to sign up if an hour and 45 minutes was not enough nutmeg for you. So check it out. Information is down in the description below.